Hi guys, it's Kelly from Cards by Christine here with you on a Technique Thursday to show off my beautiful Be Happy shirt given to me by the wonderful Deb Norman. So you know what we're going to do today? We're going to make our thank you card showing off the torn strip technique. Let's see, I thought I had a better name. Showing off the torn strip technique. All right. Let's do it. Okay, so this is the card, and I'm not going to tear the strip off because I'm going to send this card to the beautiful Deb Norman. But as we assemble it, you'll see why. This is what we're doing. We're going to tear this off, and it's going to be kind of like a lotto ticket type of thing. So it's really cool, awesome. We're going to have fun putting it together, and I hope you love it. This actually was inspired by an artisan design team member. I saw it on Facebook, and I kind of cased it, and that's what we're going to do today. So we're using the hand-penned petals and the corresponding dies, the penned flower dies, and then this piece of DSP is from the hand-penned petals DSP as well. So we're basically using the whole suite. So let me get all of my supplies around. I thought I kept this all together, but I didn't. So what we're gonna do is start by taking this piece of DSP. I wanted just one more step of flair on this, so what I did was I added a Daffodil Delight matte. So it's not gonna look exactly like the sample, but that's okay. So I'm taking the stamp, and let's see here, I need a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to stamp it in Daffodil Delight, which is the color of the watercolor wash on this beautiful piece of DSP. So it's kind of like tone on tone. It's not gonna like jump out at you and scream at you, but it's still gonna be there. It's gonna be more subtle. And then I'm gonna turn it and stamp down here as well. Let's see. I really like how I did that. What corner of the stamp do we have here? Man, when you want to try to exactly copy something, it's impossible. Okay, it looks like it was maybe here-ish. Okay, so that's the Daffodil Delight. Let me get that cleaned off here. Have you ever stamped straight on DSP before? A lot of times the DSP is so beautiful. I mean, and this is extremely beautiful. It's not that I'm trying to cover anything up or add. I'm just trying to add to it, I guess. And it's something that doesn't often get thought about, but is a really great way to add some more texture and detail to the already beautiful DSP that we have. Okay, then I'm going to take Basic Gray and stamp our sentiment, which is thanks, because I am so thankful for her. She gave this to me at the Summer Creative Escape. I will say I obviously was helping out, but not near to the level that Chris put in. But to be honest, she gave one to Chris as well. So I'm going to stamp it hereabouts. So boom, we've got thanks. And then I'm going to put away my inks, and we're going to move on to the bread and butter of the technique. So let's see here. Just want to put this back because, if you don't put the stamps back right away, that's how they get lost, right? I've done that a few too many times. So in the dies, penned flower dies, I'm using some of the die cut images to, accentuate the background, but there's a border die. It's kind of got scallops and stitches. So I took a 1 3/4 inch by 4 inch piece of gray granite and stitched that die, or like cut that die on both ends here. This will show up a little better. so that I've got like scallops around both ends. And now I'm going to use that stitch as a perforation, and I'm going to go ahead and really, really, really burnish using my bone folder. Let's see here. I'm going to fold it forward, and then I'm going to fold it backwards. On both sides. Sorry, this color doesn't show up so great on my countertop here. And then I'm going to fold it back to the front at least one more time. I'm kind of going to test to see how loose. I mean, I don't want it to be falling apart, but I want it to be really loose so that when the receiver, aka Deb Norman, gets it, it's ready to just tear. Okay. I think that's good. It's pretty flexible. So then that's gonna get taped here. Haha, I made it too long. Oopsies. And then to further decorate, I wanted to add, actually it's to further decorate, but also for functionality, I added this stopper here of some gray granite and basic white twine. And I'm gonna take about, let's see here. Sorry, my workspace is never big enough. I'm gonna take about maybe 18 inches. I'm gonna take plenty, somewhere between 12 and 18 inches of it. And I'm gonna tie it right on the card, or right on this piece, because I need to really, I don't know. I forgot to ask Chris whether she thought that that could be done on the bow maker and then added, but I think it's gonna have more integrity and serve as a better stopping point if I have it right on the card. So then what I did, I didn't want this to look blah because all of the action is under it. So I took my Stella and whoa, she was juicy and splattered some. And then as Stella dries, the alcohol kind of absorbs into the paper. So it is still there, but it's more light. So I'm also going to add some black specks using my dark basic black blend. And I'm just using, let's see here, my bone folder as a solid surface so that I'm flicking it onto my strip, and that's kind of my leverage point. Okay, now this is done and decorated. Why does that look, the lighting in here makes it look like it's two completely different colors, but that's okay, they're not. I was like, did I grab the wrong color? Okay, then as that's drying, I'm gonna take my pieces of twine. I took, from the twine combo pack, I took the white and gray granite. And I'm going to make myself a bow. Now, for all you bow maker lovers out there, myself included, this is a little bit of a pain, but I do think it serves not only to embellish the card, but also as a good stopping point for the person who's tearing it to stop tearing. So that's why I gave myself plenty of twine, because I really do not need all of that, but it just helps make it easier to tie it. So I'm just gonna manipulate, oh no, manipulate my bow. And I left the tails nice and long. I don't know, sometimes I like neat, tidy little tails, and I just wanted really long, wispy tails. So that's what we're gonna do here. Okay, so there's my bow. I'm just gonna kind of maneuver, grab my ribbon scissors, cut them down. Cut them maybe here-ish. Oh, and that's right, I forgot that I cut this too long, right? Oh yeah, that's right, because I trimmed an additional 1/4 inch off to mat it here. So let's see here. Do I want this to go edge to edge? No, I think I do want to cut 1/4 inch off here. So bear with me as I trim this. And then just pull this off so I can see it a little better. Okay, nothing super groundbreaking happening over here. I just trimmed it down now that it is the right length. Okay, that is done. Now, let's go and adhere some things. So I took some of the die cut images I had, some leaves, and this beautiful intricate die in basic white. I'm going to just add some glue. I don't know, I usually do this via dauber. Put some liquid glue on a silicone mat and daub it on the back. I don't know where my glue dauber is right now. So this is obviously a way that you can do it. It's more fussy, but it still works, and that's all we're going for. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now I want this die image to be kind of just hanging out in the corner here with the rest of the flowery motifs. I'm just gonna stick that down, and then we'll trim the excess off. And then, let's see here. The next step is gluing this down. Now, of course, you want the person to tear it off, so you don't want glue on all of it. What I'm going to do is glue along the edges. And then I'm going to put glue behind the stopper. So the ribbon's going to serve as a natural stopping point, but I also want that glue to be there so that the strip stays on after the fun has been had of tearing the strip off. So I'm going to give it some firm pressure for a couple of seconds here. Liquid glue. The thing that I really like about liquid glue is it gives you a little bit of time to maneuver things, but if you want it to stay in one exact place and really be stuck down, you might want to give it some firm pressure, because I know that that's where I want it, so I'm just going to give it firm pressure while it dries a little bit, and then it should be good. Okay, so then we're basically through all of the steps of the technique itself. I'm going to grab my glue scissor and trim off any excess. So there was a little bit of the strip hanging off the side here, and then there are some leaves, a flower. Okay. So this is a cool idea. I was excited to try it. I'm glad I did. I like it a lot, but just imagine how fun and cool this would be as a card to give to like someone who's turning, is it 18 when you can start gambling, with some like pull tabs? Like, that would be really, really cool. Okay, then I stuck this little leafy guy, again with the picky gluing, up here. And to be honest with you, I had two on the other card, and I cut a second one for this card, and I don't know where it went. So, you know what? I think it looks fine just the way it is. Alrighty. Then, I want to not only let the person know who's receiving this that they're supposed to tear it, but also not make it extremely difficult for them to tear. So I'm going to bring my scissor back in and cut. So I'm going to put my scissor blade in between the two layers of paper, which should not be a problem because they're not glued, and cut down this perforation a couple of, maybe like a 1/2 inch on the bottom and a 1/4 inch on the top, something like that. And then once that's done, I'm going to kind of gently roll it so that A, they can see that this is what we're trying to get at, and B, it just kind of adds a little bit more texture to the card. Not that the card front is boring per se, but with the sentiment being under there, it's, I don't want to say missing something, but like you can tell that it's a little less full than maybe some of our normal cards. Okay, then I'm going to stick it to my Daffodil Delight mat. Of course, like I said at the start of this video, I did not do that on this sample card. However, that being said, I wasn't going to make an entirely new one, and there was no way of tearing that baby apart. So there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to see how this looked, adding that additional matte layer. So that was Daffodil Delight. It's a standard mat. It's at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and it's being mounted on this gray granite card base that I'm burnishing right now, which is 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. So let's layer that one on and see. Okay. Alrighty, then last but certainly not least, I finished it off with the Elegant Faceted Gems, which I have not used in quite some time, but I love, love, love these rhinestones. So I was happy to kind of dig them out and redefine my love for them. It's not really the right colors. Well, it's the right color scheme, but it's not the exact same colors that are in the card. But I don't think that matters. I think they complement really, really well. So let's see here. I really kind of loaded it up. Like I said, this was a hard card for me because typically you're layering so many other things on the front of your card that fill it up. And so I was just kind of struggling. I didn't want it to look incomplete, so I filled her up with rhinestones. Well, not rhinestones, embellishments. All right, so that took care of the front. Now, I think I completed the inside. I didn't tape it in. I stamped the thanks again on the inside and used a different flower stamp from that same hand-penned stamp set. I used basic gray because we're kind of going with the gray and yellow color scheme, which I love that color scheme. Sorry, I have a little like fly-y friend that's been joining me, climbing on my card. He must like it, or it smells good. Hopefully he just thinks it looks good, doesn't smell good. I don't know what could be that. So I stamped thanks and then colored it in with light Daffodil Delight and let's see here. One of these, this was the light soft succulent and that was the dark soft succulent. I think I like the light one better, but you know, we're all about experimenting and trying things out and seeing what we like. So, speaking of which, what do you think? That's definitely a different technique. I've never done anything like it myself, so I wonder, have you ever done anything like this? I think it's really cool. It was fun. I'm going to switch back down and let you gander, gaze, look, enjoy again. And which one do you like better? Do you think that little extra layer of Daffodil Delight was necessary, was helpful? You know, what do you think? We love your feedback, and we definitely like to take into consideration what you guys like for upcoming, you know, tips and techniques and thoughts and ideas. So please feel free to comment and share your thoughts and ideas with us. We love to hear it, and not necessarily cater everything to those thoughts and ideas, but definitely keep them in mind as we kind of build our content. So I hope you enjoyed this technique and this card and this commentary with my craziness. Thank you again, Deb, for the beautiful shirt. I love it. I've worn it a couple of times. It's so soft, and thank you for inspiring me to make this card. So I hope you have a great Technique Thursday, and you will catch me tonight, Thursday, for our live paper pumpkin class. It's gonna be great. So, see you later.